I've been that guy. While you was at home doing this, I was in the club making moves.
Jake Paul, if this is not going to be, curated into a little dance around exhibition, could find himself in a way of getting seriously hurt here, like Francis Ngannou did. Francis Ngannou was an MMA fighter that got blasted out by Anthony Joshua.
Anthony Joshua has finally spoken out. After Jake Paul's newest training clips exploded across social media, fans have been replaying every slow-motion punch, every combination, and every detail from the footage, trying to break down how much Paul has progressed. Joshua's response has only intensified the buzz. As a former unified heavyweight champion, he's not someone who gets impressed easily, but he's clearly taken notice. And with Paul appearing more polished, quicker, and more focused than at any point in his career, Joshua's comments suggest a mix of respect for Paul's growth and confidence in his own veteran experience when they eventually meet in the ring.
Anthony Joshua should not get in the way of Fury and Joshua, really, in my view. It's an absolute joke. It shouldn't be sanctioned. I really don't believe it should be sanctioned. I have a sneaking suspicion that it would be a very big fight. But the biggest thing is us rubbernecking to actually see if they do get to the point where they step in the ring together. Because Jake Paul's an area level fighter, a British area level fighter, and Anthony Joshua is still a killer and a live heavyweight. That should not be sanctioned anywhere in the world, in my view.
It's dangerous, man.
Very dangerous.
It brings the sport into disrepute. The people that are talking about organising that, they should have a real hard look at themselves.
But even Eddie Hearn's kind of teasing he doesn't like it, but you can see the glitz of dollars.
There's no price. There is no price.
There shouldn't be.
There's absolutely no price on the planet in order to make.
When Jake Paul was still in the early stages of learning the sport, Anthony Joshua gave what many fans viewed as a surprisingly supportive comment. In a 2025 interview, Joshua was asked about Paul and responded simply, "He's good for boxing." It was a remark that signaled Joshua's openness to recognizing Paul's impact on bringing new attention to the sport even at a time when plenty of people questioned whether Paul would last. Now, the situation is completely different. The matchup is real, and the stakes are higher than ever. Paul enters with a 12-1 record and 7 knockouts, facing the toughest opponent he has ever taken on. Joshua, the former unified heavyweight brings a professional record of 28 wins and 4 losses into the showdown.
He's trying to fight Anthony Joshua now. How do you think that's going to go?
Man, Anthony Joshua, I don't know why I think Anthony Joshua knock him out. No disrespect to Jake Paul, I think Anthony Joshua would knock him out. I'm saying like within like 2-3 rounds.
Yeah.
You saw what Anthony Joshua did to Francis Ngannou?
Yeah.
Come on, I never seen Francis get knocked out.
Yeah, that was huge too.
Yeah,
I mean, they're
huge.
both huge.
Yeah, he's huge. But you gotta hear the story. You gotta get Francis Ngannou in here and hear this story though.
I'd love to.
Bro, he was set up though, for real. I
On
believe
that
it.
fight?
Yeah, I believe him. Cause here's what they do, like what sometimes what people don't understand. Like in boxing too, I don't know a whole lot about boxing. You know, when you fight for promotion, they promote that fighter. So he's fighting in Saudi Arabia. So he was probably fighting at 3 a.m. and they had him in the locker room since like 12.
During their first public stare down at the November 21st press event, Anthony Joshua made his intentions unmistakably clear. He stressed that this matchup isn't a gimmick. It's a major top-tier fight that blends star power with real competition. Joshua stated he's treating it with absolute seriousness and that his mindset going in is simple: zero mercy. At that same press conference, Jake Paul was questioned about what he expects to weigh on fight night. Paul explained that he had recently been cutting down for another potential bout, which meant he'd been dropping weight before the Joshua fight was finalized. Now, stepping into a heavyweight matchup changes things, and he said he expects to come in somewhere in the 215 to 225 pound range.
Team, nothing negative. He's here to do his job. I can sit up here, as I said, and try and address all the things that Jake doesn't do good. But I'm fighting the Jake that's going to do everything good on December 19th. So let me focus on that. He's a good person, does his thing, great team around him, puts in the work, and that's why he's sitting here now. Anyone out there in the world that works harder than the next person deserves to be a front runner, and he's a front runner in the boxing game right now.
Respect. Jake, can I ask, it feels to me from afar, you're in a bit of a lose-lose here, because it seems like a lot of people want to see you get obliterated, right? A lot of people want to see you get your comeuppance. And if you do pull off the upset, or if this fight goes the distance, again, the whispers will start to come. People will discredit you. People will say, this, that, and the other about the fight. How do you balance that, and how do you deal with that?
Man, I've already won at every single thing in life. I'm playing on house money. I've accomplished all my dreams, said everything I was gonna do, from becoming, the first influencer to become an actor on Disney, to becoming the biggest YouTuber in the world, to rising to the top of boxing and having the largest viewed fight in the history of the sport. I've accomplished everything, so this is a win-win and another challenge for myself. I've never been knocked down or knocked out even in sparring, but I'm in a sport where that happens, and I know this is dangerous, but this is no different than a soccer player, losing in the World Cup on the biggest stage. If that's how it goes, if I take one of those punches that Francis Ngannou took and I'm on the canvas, let's see how tough I am. Let's see if I can get back up. But I'm ready for that. I'm prepared for that mentally, and I know that he has to deal with me as well. This is not as one-sided fight as people think, and I have power. I have the ability to put people to sleep, and so that's why I took this challenge. And I know it's crazy and all of that, but I'm excited. I'm genuinely excited. My team's excited, and everyone believes in me, and that's all that matters.
How much do you expect to weigh on fight night?
Man, I was cutting down for Gervonta, so it's been a little tough getting back up in some strength for this, but anywhere 215 to 225, we'll see.
Okay, and I want to clear something up with you, AJ. I saw in the press release that it said that on weigh-in day, you can't weigh above 245, but post-weigh-ins, you can weigh whatever you want. There's no rehydration clause or anything like that. Is that accurate?
Whatever it says, yeah, I think that's the case. But my focus, 111 kilograms is what I got to weigh in that, right? I do kilograms, not
Yeah, I
pounds.
don't know. You stumped me on that one. What is 111? Should I look it up?
Jake Paul has framed this matchup as the moment he finally silences every critic who's dismissed his rise. For years, people accused him of targeting undersized fighters or opponents past their prime. Paul insists that stepping in with Anthony Joshua, a legitimate heavyweight and former world champion, proves he's willing to test himself at the sport's highest level. In his words, once he defeats Joshua, all the talk ends. No one will be able to doubt me again. Their showdown is set as a fully regulated heavyweight contest under standard Queensberry rules. The bout is scheduled for 8 3-minute rounds, with both men required to wear 10-ounce gloves. An additional stipulation places Joshua at a maximum of 245 pounds on the scale to keep the matchup within agreed limits. And because this is an official professional fight, a win or loss will go straight on to their career records. There's nothing exhibition about it. This one truly counts.
Fight a real boxer. They said fight someone your size. They said fight a world champion. We looked at a long list of supposed fighters for me to fight. The world. Make no mistake, this is the biggest fight of my career. I'm walking into the lion's den. I'm doing something that no one else has ever done before. I, Jake Joseph Paul, will knock out, defeat, and embarrass Anthony Joshua Friday, December 19th, live on Netflix. My voice cracked. I'm still going through puberty. The biggest fight of 2025. USA versus UK. He's got the belts, the size, the history, but I have the balls. Be careful what you wish for. Jake versus Joshua. Judgment Day. He has a 90% knockout ratio, but I have a 100% chance.
Teddy Atlas has offered a measured but curious perspective on the upcoming Jake Paul-Anthony Joshua showdown. He cautions that the leap Paul is taking may be too ambitious, considering the massive difference in pedigree and ring experience. Still, Atlas doesn't write off the matchup entirely. He notes that Joshua is coming off a knockout defeat and has been out of action for a while, factors that could leave him dealing with lingering doubts or vulnerabilities. Even though Atlas makes it clear that Joshua is the more polished boxer with heavier hands, he says the uncertainty around which version of Joshua will enter the ring is enough to keep him intrigued.
Having said all of that, this might be a step too far. Now, when I say it, I'm also, I try to be responsible. I've been in this game 50 years, so I know where not to step, where you could twist an ankle, or worse, you could break a leg or fall down. When I say that with the understanding too that Joshua's coming off being knocked out. Joshua hasn't fought for a year, right? But it's about a year. And there's some ghost in his attic. There are. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he's gotten rid of some of them, but I know that in the position of a fighter coming where he's coming from, there are ghosts in your attic. I don't know if those ghosts are still taking up space. I don't know if maybe there could be no better exorcism for those ghosts than fighting a Jake Paul. That might be just the exorcism you need to clear out the attic. I don't know. That's the problem. We don't know. That's the mystery part of this. That's what makes it so, it makes it two things at once. Intriguing and
Ryan Garcia has weighed in on what a loss could mean for Jake Paul, describing it as potentially cool. He stresses that Anthony Joshua's power is nothing to take lightly, and that a defeat wouldn't just hurt in the moment, it could reshape Paul's reputation and long-term trajectory in the sport. Garcia suggests that facing someone with Joshua's size, strength, and technical ability is a true turning point, and the aftermath of failure would be very real. He underscores that Paul must be fully dialed in physically, mentally, and strategically, because Joshua's presence in the ring brings serious danger. Proper preparation, smart training, and an awareness of the risks are essential if Paul wants to survive and succeed. Adding to the concerns surrounding the matchup is Joshua's inactivity. AJ has stepped into the ring only twice over the last 2 years. Following a split decision defeat to Oleksandr Usyk in 2022, Joshua's schedule has slowed down considerably, leaving fans and analysts unsure of what version of him will appear on Fight Night.
Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua.
Anthony Joshua?
By far?
Yeah. Too easy.
Why did he take that fight?
I think he didn't have no opponents and he wanted to make Netflix happy and I think he made a misstep. I think he was handling his career perfectly.
Yeah.
I think he would have beat Gervonta.
I think he would have beat Gervonta too.
But I think this is a big misstep. I think he let his ego get in from him and let
Jake Paul taking on Anthony Joshua is more than just a high-stakes fight. Many analysts see it as a significant health risk. Boxing insiders, including Ariel Helwani, have pointed out that Joshua's combination of power and experience could leave Paul vulnerable to serious injury. The possibility of a hard knockout is very real, and it's something that both fans and professionals are watching closely.
Last 7 fights has been beaten 3 times. The 4 fighters that he beat didn't come to win. So he's not in his prime, is he? He's literally at the end of his career, pretty much finished. And this is why taking this fight with you is telling you all you need to know. It's a cash out. He might as well just cream as much money as he can at the end of his career, fighting an absolute joke show. In clown world, when I beat Anthony Joshua, he says, every doubt disappears. Come on. I mean, if this is a straight up AJ versus Jake Paul, then we all know what should happen. This is a 1-round job because AJ, even though he's past his best, even though he's seen better days, he throws a nice 1-2 down the middle. He's got a nice bit of distance, and fake Paul can't fight. He just can't. I don't care what anybody tells me. He can't fucking fight. He lost to Tommy Fury for crying out loud. You can't jump in with Anthony Joshua now and expect to get a result. So, nothing's going to, no doubt's going to disappear.
Up-and-coming heavyweight Moses Atalma has urged Jake Paul to prioritize his well-being over financial gain, cautioning that a single miscalculated punch could have lasting effects. At the same time, former professional boxer Amir Khan didn't mince words, warning that Joshua has the power to inflict serious damage.
Joshua sparked him out in like 2 rounds. Really? No, why do you look surprised when I don't.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying.
Come on, bro. You're fighting like one of the best heavyweight fighters in the world against a YouTuber. Like, come on. Like, respect the sport of boxing. And if AJ has to go in there and show these influencers that, listen, you can't fuck about with boxing. You know what I mean? Someone's going to get hurt badly. And this could be one of the first fights where a fighter gets hurt badly. Because if you look at the size difference and the power difference, I mean, bro, there could be brain damages going on. I mean, AJ could hurt him badly, you know.
Well, when you look at Francis Ngannou, who's one of the most fearsome combat styles there is. I know it's MMA, but we saw what AJ did to Ngannou. So,
and that's why you don't look. You can't be surprised if AJ's going to do the same to what's it called again?
Fight, £100 million potentially. Are you confident it'll happen?
I wasn't confident when I first heard about it. It sounds like one of those fairy tale fights that people talk about but don't actually get over the line. I heard this 3-4 months ago. I just dismissed it. I heard it a week ago. I went along with it, but deep down I thought this isn't going to happen. And today it's been made official. Jake Paul is going to get in a ring in a boxing match, boxing gloves, to mix it with one of the most dangerous heavyweights on the planet. Someone who is Olympic gold medalist, won the heavyweight championship twice. Although he lost his last fight against a very good Daniel Dubois, he's a top 10 heavyweight on the planet versus internet sensation, someone who's a latecomer to boxing and has boxed at a very moderate level. I'm talking domestic level, and he lost to Tommy Fury, for instance. And Tommy Fury, who he lost to, versus Anthony Joshua, they're two completely different sports. So I commend Jake Paul for putting himself in harm's way, because boxing is a dangerous game. People have died in the ring. People have been seriously injured, maimed. And he believes in himself enough to do it on a massive scale, because it's not about the money. He's got enough money. This is him wanting to push the boundaries of reality. He's manifested an amazing life for himself. He's a superstar, and I think he wants to try and do the unthinkable. He wants to. It's an insane challenge he's put himself up for, but you've got to give him credit.
You say an insane challenge. You described it before as Jake Paul being a cat versus Anthony Joshua's lion.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not equally matched on any sense, are they?
There's not one element of their boxing skill set that Jake Paul can come 15-20% in regards to Anthony Joshua. He's a completely different specimen. You'll see what it looks like when they stand next to each other. And Anthony Joshua, he's not a bodybuilder. He's a prime athlete. He's someone who's dedicated his life to this. He lives it. He doesn't drink, doesn't smoke. He's a real clean athlete who is going to inflict some horrendous damage to Jake Paul. And I hope we've got a referee in there who's quite compassionate, because if Jake Paul is left, up against the ropes with Anthony Joshua.
Is Jake Paul really venturing into risky territory by taking on Anthony Joshua? Many experts and former fighters think this matchup could push him to his limits, both physically and professionally.